Hi, Round Rock ISD. It has been an absolute pleasure to have completed my leadership residency with the Future Readiness Department as I finished up my doctorate in education leadership at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. During this 2020-21 school year, I was able to collaborate with educators across the district to help increase equitable access to and success in advanced courses for students. Research tells us that there's a lot of benefits of advanced course enrollment. Students often receive higher academic expectations and support when they're in advanced courses. They have access to teachers with more training. They usually gain additional college information and advising. Often, students gain college credit when they pass advanced courses like advanced placement courses. And they have an increased college self efficacy, which means that students are more likely to believe they can be successful in college, and their likelihood of enrolling in a four year university is also higher. My work really was based on identified needs from the district. And one of the reports that identifies some of these inequities is from the district's research and evaluation team that's titled College Credit Bearing Course Enrollment Patterns of Students Exhibiting AP Potential. This report looks at 11th grade students during the 2019-2020 school year, and it looked at students with AP potential based on their PSAT scores. So this group of students who were identified as having AP potential, they then looked to see were they enrolled in any type of advanced course. So not just an AP class, but an IB class, dual enrollment, or on-ramps. What this report found is that students who were Black or Hispanic or Latinx were the least likely to not be enrolled, even when they already had academic abilities as based on the AP potential. There's also other reports in the district that have shown differences in advanced academic enrollment and success across school sites and between different student groups. And also, talking with students was really useful to better understand specifically the challenges that they had faced in both enrolling in and succeeding in advanced courses in Round Rock. And I'll share a couple examples right now.
In middle school, when I was specifically in the pre-P U.S. history class, I was just one of the few students of color in that class, and it made me feel, I guess you could say, a little less welcomed, or sometimes it would just be like they wouldn't know what it feels like. So, and I would, for me, I would have to change my way of being just to fit in with my classmates.
I really did like my teacher. I just feel like I don't know who makes all of the decisions for like the class lessons and things like that, but our reading, I don't know what we were supposed to be like reading, like genre wise, but I feel like there could have been, like an assortment of different like character backgrounds and things that like based on things we were reading. Like I feel like all of our books were about white people.
I know that at least when I was trying to get into IB, I heard about it because of parent nights in my school, and they were like, "Yeah, give it a shot" or whatnot. And then when I came to my counselor that he was a little bit hesitant. He was like, "Okay, you just moved to the U.S. You don't know much English, so let's try to step back."
So as you can see, the students are really insightful and provide some great information as we proceeded forward. So I helped facilitate the district's Pride process with the Director of Community Education and co-creator of Pride, Lisa Greinert. And Pride stands for Problem Resolution and Rapid Improvement Designs for Education. As you can see, our initial Pride team was comprised of educators in a variety of roles and across a variety of campuses within the district. During our 3 Pride meetings, we were able to better define and understand what was going on with this problem, discover new ideas, develop some of these big ideas, and then we moved to starting to think about how to deliver and deploy our ideas to decrease inequities in advanced coursework. After our Pride meetings, I surveyed the team and we saw that everyone felt that the Pride process was a valuable use of their time, which I think especially speaks volumes during a time that was so busy this year with COVID and so many other competing priorities. And everyone was also motivated to implement the action plans that we drafted. And one quote I wanted to highlight from some feedback was one participant said that hearing other perspectives on equity and learning about ways we can overcome our biases was one of the best parts of participating. And this person also enjoyed information and strategies and that they were able to bring back to the school and their equity task force team. So from this, the 3 Pride meetings, there's actually 3 different groups that were focused on working in equitable access to advanced coursework in 3 ways. One was intentional recruitment and student invitations. One was looking at advanced academic nights. And the third was thinking about equitable course enrollment. And so what happened was each of these teams actually experimented, is what we like to call it, but basically put some projects into action. And as you can see, 7 experiments happened across 15 schools, and 28 educators were strongly involved. And what was exciting about this 28 number is that our Pride group only started with 11 people. And so knowing that additional people got strongly involved and were able to support this continued work. And what you'll see now is a few examples of some of this work. We don't have all of them to share yet, but I wanted to highlight a few so that you all could see some of the great work happening across the district.
As a whole. So our goal number 1 was recruiting more diversity in advanced courses, specifically for Black, Hispanic, Latinx, and EcoDis students. So what we did was we started a student recruitment, which consists of some data that we pulled from MIS and eSchool. And we looked at subject areas. We looked at the students' fall average in that area and then their assessment scores based on STAR and EOC results. So after we did that, we created this spreadsheet for our 9th grade Hispanic, our 9th grade Black, our 9th grade EcoDis, and then we went through 10th grade and the same for 11th grade. So as we looked through the data on eSchool using MIS resources, we came up with a threshold of an 80% to 100%. So if a student fell within a academic score of an 80 to 100 in both the report card grades and their STAR EOC assessments, we felt that they showed a great deal of potential in taking an advanced level course. So once we created this spreadsheet, we wrote different scripts depending on the grade level for the student. So I'll go back to 9th grade. So on the right side of the spreadsheet, our equity task force team, including Ms. Quare and myself, called each individual family and spoke to the student and their family and educated them about what an advanced course is and how it benefits their child. So we went through 9th, 10th, and 11th grade scripts. We took notes down, whether or not the student was interested in participating. And we also had counselors that also helped us throughout this process as well. So when we were done with student recruitment, we looked through the data from the student choice sheets that were due mid-February. And so far, out of the 53 phone calls we made, 21 of those students decided to take at least one advanced level course for the 2021-2022 school year, which that's equivalent to 39.6% of the population that we called.
Hi, my name is Dan Nguyen. I'm the McNeil Avid Coordinator. Like many of the campuses, I focused on increasing minority enrollment in advanced classes. And the way it was at McNeil, and the problem we identified, and I'm guessing this is the same at all of our campuses, is that when students sign up for advanced classes or regular classes, the main point of contact is their counselor. They have a counselor meeting each spring. And that's the main person whose job is to talk to them about whether they should take advanced or not. We just thought that was a problem because in most cases, a kid isn't as close to the counselor as they're going to be to their actual teacher. He teaches them English or math or science. And so we decided to do some programs very similar to what Westwood did. And we wanted the main change to be given the responsibility to teachers to help recruit kids into advanced classes. We saw success with this program at many other schools around the nation. At Indian Prairie High School, they just had their teachers talk to 150 kids about, hey, maybe you should do advanced classes. In that one change, like they increased the low-income Hispanics and low-income African-American participation in advanced classes by 50% to 80%, which is a huge change. And any school that achieves that would all be happy with that change. Here in Dallas, they had a simple change. Their science team decided that instead of students working with their counselors to sign up for their science classes, each student had to work with their science teacher to sign up for their science class for the next year. That one change, they were able to improve their advanced biology enrollment by 35%. So we really believe that by having teachers talk to their kids would have some positive change. So that's what we did, and that's what we've been working on. I had each advanced class set a grade cutoff. And so like, hey, advanced geometry team, what grade in a regular on-level algebra class would a kid need to make for you to want us to have their teacher talk to them about taking advanced geometry? Each PLC chose a different grade cutoff. We wanted it to be their choice. It tended to be between 85 and 95. In future years, we also want to add in AP potential and STAR mastery. We just didn't have that data this year due to the pandemic. So we ran every kid in 9th and 10th grade through this rubric. Here's the data we've gotten so far. On average, there were 34 Black and Hispanic kids in 9th and 10th grade for each class, like algebra, biology, or geography, who had a really, really high grade, who made the grade cutoff, but did not sign up for the advanced class of that subject the following year. And like of those 34, 90 to 95% did not sign up for advanced class the following year, which is like, really high, right? So only 5% of these kids making like A's had decided to challenge themselves with advanced class. And then what we're working on right now, and this is the phase we're in right now, we just gave their teachers, all of our teachers, a spreadsheet. And we've basically have said, instead of making this an informal system of, hey, staff, talk to your kids who you think could take an advanced class, encourage them. We wanted to make it really formal. We gave them all a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet lists every student whose name appeared on a rubric who had made the grade cutoff. And their job is, we gave them till the end of the month to fill out the spreadsheet. They're going to record the date of the conversation with the kid. We gave them a sample script to use to talk to the kid in case they needed help. We created a handout for them to use to share with the kid, and that handout's going to talk about the differences between on-level and advanced. We're also requiring them to contact their parents, and we copied Brianna and Jessica's script with their parents that they're using in Westwood. And so we'll have them call their parents and record that date. And then they're going to record the student decision. And the last thing I didn't include in there was if the student says yes, they're just going to write that down. The counselors will change their schedules. The student says no, they're also going to record the reasons why the student said no, to help us kind of get in the mindset of why kids are choosing no. And then my last slide here is what I really like about the way we're approaching this is I really believe strongly that anything we do should have concrete results that we can see that what we did affected an actual child, an actual student. And so like at the end of this process, we're going to be able to count how many kids are now taking an advanced class that weren't before simply because of this one program. And that's a very concrete thing. It's not vague. It's not like, hey, did kids feel, did we improve kids' experience? That's a vague goal. This will be a very concrete result. Another piece of data I'll be tracking is the percentage we increase our minority involvement in advanced classes in. For example, right now, I know for a fact that 37 Black and Hispanic students at McNeil High School have signed up for AP English 3. By the end of this month, I'll know our new number. I'll be able to calculate the percentage increase we did. Other pieces of data we'll be focused on doing is we're going to track these kids next year. We're hoping to create support systems to help them in their advanced classes. And we're going to track them. We're going to see how many of them stay in the class, how many of them drop out. We're going to track their grades. We're going to talk to them about like what struggles they have. And so it's more than just like put them in advanced classes. We want both sides of get them in and support them to be addressed.
We created the Increasing Equity in Advanced Courses website to support campuses and administrators and teachers who are trying to engage in the effort that we're committed to as a district to support all students in challenging themselves with advanced level courses. The focus is increasing equity across all of our student groups. And to do that, we have engaged in a process where we pulled in a variety of stakeholders to look at best practices and things that are happening across the district to impact this effort. We were fortunate enough this year to have Danielle Duarte, who is our Harvard Leadership resident, to help us focus on the work, and the ability for her to focus on that really helped us hone in on a variety of data points and resources that we could use to move the work forward. Currently, our district data is showing that our students who are Black and Latinx are enrolled at lower rates than their white and Asian peers in advanced courses, even those that are being identified through things like AP Potential. And so to impact that, we looked at a variety of resources, a variety of data points. We know that engaging in these college credit bearing courses have a significant benefit to a student's post-secondary career and college experiences. So we wanted to make sure that we were leaving no stone unturned and trying to pull as many students into these opportunities as possible. So what you see on the website is the culmination of work that has happened over the year through the team, trying to look at what data is available, what procedures work best, and pull it all together to, again, make it easier for campuses to implement these recommendations. One of the things that we would love for our stakeholders to provide is feedback on this process. So there is a form linked to the front page of this website so that you can provide us with information on how it's working and what things you think might work better, things that we could add to the process, just to help us all do a better job in reaching our goal of supporting our students enrolling in these advanced courses.
To help support the work that you're doing on your campuses, a team of us came together this year to really look at how advanced academics impacts the lives of our students. What we found was that through our research that our Black and Latinx students are enrolling in these courses at a lot lower rate than our non-Black and Hispanic students. So we wanted to guide the work on the campuses by presenting 3 different phases. So in phase 1, we're asking that all campuses present the advanced course options on their choice sheets so that students and parents have the ability to see what those options are. Within the course catalog that's presented each year through the Counseling Services Department, you can view those different courses and what the requirements are for those courses and how those courses can impact courses that they will take later on in their future. Course catalogs are available to all of our students, as well as transition guides, which will help better prepare students in their transition from elementary to middle, middle to high, and then high school on to post-secondary life. Also within our resources, there is a side-by-side comparison chart through our advanced academics department, which really helps students view the different courses that are available to them and the different options that they have available to them through the different accelerated or advanced courses that we offer in our district. So within our district, we offer AP courses as well as dual credit courses. That's going to be in conjunction with ACC. So our students will get a course credit for their high school component of that course, as well as a college credit for the college component of that course. We have IB programs at our middle schools and at some of our middle schools and high schools that students are able to take. And then we also have a partnership with the University of Texas where students can take on-ramps courses. These are concurrent enrollment courses, so students are able to take this course while they're still enrolled in their high school as well. In phase 2, we realized that even though we're allowing students the option to choose some of their courses through that choice sheet selection, that we are still missing some students that are very capable of being successful in that advanced coursework. So what we would like to see happen on our campuses is that in phase 2, that campuses are looking through the data on their students, historical data, to see which students would be very prepared to take those advanced courses with a hyper focus on our Black and Latinx students. So we've prepared a few resources for you. For our 5th through 6th grade students, our students transitioning from 5th to 6th grade, we've prepared a letter for acceleration that parents and administrators can go over to help understand the benefits of that acceleration process. There's additionally, when students get into 8th grade, they have the option of taking an advanced social studies course. So we have a letter explaining for our current 7th graders as they transition into 8th grade, what that advanced social studies course will be and how that will benefit them in the future as well. So through phase 2, you will see various options of resources that you can utilize to help you make those decisions on which students should go into advanced coursework, even though they have not chosen that for themselves as well. And then in phase 3, as you start to communicate with your families about students that were selected for advanced courses, making sure that you have a hyper focus on our Black and Latinx students. Because again, what we found in our district is that we have some students in those populations that are very capable of being successful in those courses, but they are not choosing those courses for themselves. So when you start having those conversations with parents, we've decided that it may be best to kind of provide some talking points for your families. So you will find a talking point for families of students who are in middle school, as well as students that are in high school, to help them understand why their child was chosen for that course, why we've decided to place that student in that course, and how we can support them in being successful in that course throughout their time with us on that campus. Westwood and McNeil has also provided what we would call a sample script to kind of help you talk through that when parents call you. We want to make sure that we are allowing our students the opportunity to enroll in advanced courses, but then we also want to make sure that as campus personnel and district personnel, that we're identifying students who don't see that value in themselves, but their teachers, their parents, their community at large can see the value and their potential in taking those advanced courses. So we hope that breaking this information up into 3 different phases is beneficial to you and the work that you do to support our students moving into advanced courses.
So an important part of the rollout for enrolling students into advanced courses is recognizing that a lot of our students have been marginalized in the past from systemic structures that keep them from enrolling in advanced courses. We want to educate teachers about some of these challenges that are facing students that are now coming into these classes so that they can be better equipped to meet their needs. One thing that we have created in this additional resources section is the I Am Advanced Academics videos, which profile specific students who are enrolling in advanced courses, Latinx and Black students that maybe traditionally had not been identified for these courses. We're also going to add in some additional resources of courses. The RISE course that's going to be added in there will help teachers learn some strategies for supporting students with growth mindset and culturally aware, culturally proficient pedagogy to better meet their needs. We also have a whole bunch of resources in there about shifting mindset, some school counseling documents that also can be supportive, and then looking at these different reports to see how traditionally Black and Latinx students have been less able and less likely to take advanced courses over time. We want to be intentional about enrolling students from marginalized backgrounds with the awareness that these are historical trends that we need to overcome and that teachers might need additional supports to better meet the needs of students that have been marginalized.
The last section of our website is called Equity in Action, and we've added a variety of examples of the amazing work that has been happening across Round Rock ISD to increase equity in advanced coursework in middle and high schools. That's the information we have right now, but we know that there's actually, I'm sure, a lot more examples and work that is happening that we would love to feature on the website because we think that it's so important that we can all learn from each other. So you are welcome to share not just feedback, but also additional resources here. And as you can see, we have a variety of videos, and then there's some presentations and a lot of great information about what is currently happening in the district, and excited to share all of this with you so that we can all learn from each other and ultimately better support all of our students as they are able to access and be successful in advanced coursework.